Set your butane torches to high and your expectations to low. Coming to you live from Just the Tip Cigars in the hills of the Steel City. Get ready to get your fix. This is the Cigar Junkies Podcast. Welcome to the Cigar Junkies Podcast, a cigar show for the community by the community. A forum to talk stogies, booze, food, and anything else in the cigar lifestyle. If you're looking for ratings, negativity, reviews, or an authority on all things cigars, you came to the wrong place. Whether you like what you hear or not, please join the conversation and let us know by finding us at the Cigar Junkies Facebook group or emailing us at thecigarjunkies@gmail.com.
What's up, junkies? Hey,
Ooh.
we're going, boys.
We're
up and running.
I'm
still getting blinded, but Sam has felt the sweet, sweet mercy of electronic failure.
Ooh, that was intriguing.
Did it do things?
I didn't see any reaction from this side, so yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna mark that one not great.
No bueno. Either that or Corey just doesn't know how to use it is also entirely possible because it might have been like set up to flash.
No, that would have done that a lot sooner, bro. That's something.
Well, it did it once.
It did.
And you thought I did. You guys were like, "What'd you do?" I'm like, "I did nothing."
Yeah, that was a lot, but that was monstrous. No.
What's this now, Eric? Not this time. No, I already went last time. So, I'm Corey.
I'm Sam.
And we're the Cigar Junkies. And if you're watching this, that means that you are too. So do us a favor, help grow the show, grow the community, like, subscribe, and share on every platform if you're not sure what that means. We are available to you on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Alexa, Audible, maybe, YouTube, Facebook. Get out there, please. Hit all of those buttons, like, subscribe, share, comment on the videos. And most importantly, today I'm going to ask you guys to go to, so there's two Facebook pages for us. One of them's the group, which is where we interact with each other. If you're watching this live on Facebook, the source page, the Cigar Junkies podcast page, is where the videos come from.
Yeah.
We need as many people to follow that as possible because we've got like a college savings fund going on.
We see it. But we just can't touch it.
Jeff Poole has been putting money in there for us, like trying to be the nice guy, giving us those stars. And it just sits there for Zuckerberg, to use to finance another boat or whatever he does with 35 cents or whatever,
The Meta glasses or something like that.
But it sits there and we can't have it because you need a minimum number of followers, which if everybody in the Facebook group would jump over and like that page and follow it, we'd probably be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what the reason is for that. I wonder if it's
it might have something to do with, actually, now that I think about it, it might be to like prevent you from laundering money.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Like, yeah, you could 100% just like send it back and forth through.
It is possible. I'm thinking it's something like that, or just, to try to keep spam robot like bots and stuff from creating whatever
accounts and collecting stars and stuff like that.
Probably the same logic behind it, I would assume.
Yeah,
but it's kind of impossible for me to say.
Yeah, what's up, Mikey Kazora?
Why does anybody do anything? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's like respect, none for me. So how was your week?
My week was, what was it? I don't know, it was all right. We didn't have like a super awesome business meeting on Thursday or anything for me to talk about. So we did go out last evening for my lovely wife's birthday. She celebrates tomorrow. She is going to be 21 again.
Yeah.
Or whatever the acceptable number is to say.
Stick with
21.
We don't know. I usually go 24.
Yeah.
Like
I think anything up to 29 is okay.
Yeah, but I usually stick with 24. Like that's kind of like a sweet spot for most of them. Yeah.
That's how old she was when she had Kieran.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, we went out. We did the casino. Did not do super well.
Not great.
Well, I actually restrained myself. Like we each took 200 to gamble. And the ambition was like, hey, I'm cool with losing all this cash.
We're just having fun.
That's the end. Whenever you go in there like thinking you're going to turn it into something, that's when you have a problem.
That's when
if you look at it like, hey, this is what I'm paying for my entertainment for tonight, you're good. So said, all right, cool. This is what I'm ready to lose. Did okay at blackjack for a little while, and then it quickly kind of tailed off. And So we rolled away from that. Unfortunately, I don't care to gamble on anything but blackjack.
So that's the one you're comfortable on.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the best odds and the most control, right? Like you're not going to win as big on that as you would slots or craps or something else. But you do have the ability to kind of say when.
Yeah.
It gives you the illusion of control, I guess.
Yes.
So that's my preference. So I lost 100. So we kept going. She went out of her money, and I offered the rest of mine to her.
Yeah.
She declined. So we did have. Have you eaten at the Bistecca Steakhouse? This is in the what was the Meadows Hollywood now.
Yeah. No, I've not.
That place is relatively nice. The service was garbage.
Yeah, that's pretty much there's always been a caveat when I've heard how nice it is from people. So like everybody's been like, yeah, it's really nice, but the service sucked. Or, oh, I really wanted to do the cigar lounge, but they were overpriced and they were dry. Or whatever the reason was, like there was always, this was awesome, but
yeah.
And for the price tag that place has, there's no caveats allowed. There's no exceptions.
Well, the cigar bar there is cool in the fact that it's overpriced, but everything's gonna be in that situation. You're paying for the experience and the view.
Convenience fee, all that, yeah.
Once you cross the line and become like a cigar geek, that place pretty much has nothing for you.
Yeah, you've got my back wall, and that's all you've got. And not even that size.
Probably not that much, yeah. But they have a cool menu printed with the stuff on it.
Oh.
But it's like a lot of legacy stuff. Like the most boutique or cool thing that we'd be interested in is like a leaf by Oscar.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
That's better than I expected, to be honest. I was expecting you to say Melanio.
Dude, I got a Cajun ribeye with habanero jelly.
Okay.
That's something I would have stayed away from before because jelly sounds healthy. Like jelly makes me think we talked about this last week. Jelly is made of fruit, fruit is bad for Corey. Corey, meat, sugar,
So I had the exact same reaction re-listening to the episode as I did when you said it last week, which was you started talking about fruit, and I'm like, pie, blackberry pie, all that. And I started repeating them in my head, and then I just put my head down like I know what he's going to say next.
Funny.
Like, oh, no.
Well, no, like, so it would have, there's like, I used to have a stigma in my mind when I'd hear fruit and things that it didn't sound right in. Like a strawberry salad, I would not eat that. I used to stay away from applewood bacon because I thought it was going to taste like apples. Like, I want my bacon to taste like meat. I didn't understand. This was many years ago.
I know. I was actually like processing what apple bacon would taste like.
Yeah, probably not bad, really, right?
Bacon with apple jelly on it.
Yeah. So
habanero jelly bacon.
Oh,
bro.
I tell you what, dude. I'm gonna figure out how to make me some habanero jelly or buy some.
You can get it at what's the Spring House? They had it down there for a while. And then there's right across the street from where you were in Tanger, there's a one of those spice places up there, one of those hot sauce places.
Yeah.
They have it up there too. I've bought that before. There's one that you would regret quickly though. It's too much heat.
No. This was not.
It was a sweet heat.
Yeah. It was spicy, not hot.
It was done appropriately.
Oh, good Lord, when you combine those two tastes together, it was ridiculous.
That's awesome.
This is actually really weird because my light is functioning.
Yes.
And it doesn't look like it.
No.
Yours
it does.
And yours looks okay. And my eyeballs are all over the place. This is just awkward, man.
Yeah, just quit watching the shot and just make sure that's
come
switching.
Back. Don't tell him I said that. If
Corey
he
can't do it
show,
on
he won't
his own.
But apart from that, we wrapped up there to tail off. We go to, like, all our friends are in. I was like, let's go hang with one of your friends. Usually she's got friends that are like partying all the time. No, in bed. I'm like, all right, weird. So hit up Evan, and we meet up at a place in Bridgeville called the Crafty Jackalope, which is a wild spot.
Never heard of that one.
Bunch of thirsty kids in there.
Young.
It's weird, real weird, dude.
To be the old guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like,
I just watched the realization that was the case on your face. Like, yeah,
it wasn't even that. It was a maturity thing, man. Like, so I'm hanging back here with a couple of people are friends of mine. They're of similar age, right? But Evan's there, and Ev's got like a 21-year-old girlfriend that is just a puppy. She's like an over-energized puppy.
Yeah.
He actually says she started calling it the dog park. Like, will you take me to the dog park? I'm like, can I go walk around and sniff the butts of the other people
Oh,
and say
wow.
hello, blah blah blah. So like he takes her there to let off some energy because he's only like 28, and he's
He's an old soul though.
for sure he is. So anywho's, while my wife is in the restroom, there's this group of young ladies, scantily dressed, drove up here from Virginia or something. They were like on a road trip.
And they ended up at the Jackalope in Bridgeville.
Yeah. So his girlfriend's talking to them, making buddies. She goes and runs off, and Ev invites like this group of girls to come sit at our table. And I'm like, we don't need that,
good
bro.
decision,
But he does, and they come over, and then one girl's about to sit next to me in the chair, and I just go, pulled it way back, and I'm like, I'm very sorry, but this is my wife's chair. You cannot sit there. This chair is for my wife.
Seats taken.
And she was like, you know how mad I would have been if I come back and there was some young girl in my chair? I'm like, yes, this is my first time.
That's why.
Like, I have got some experience in that arena. So anyways, hung there till like midnight, went to House of Feruza afterward with them, played pool, got home at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No,
it was a night.
Nope, no urge for that anymore.
No.
None.
I didn't have an urge for it. It just kind of happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, drinks were flowing, fun was being had. Oh, let's keep going. Mistakes were made.
I may have drank some tequila.
Maybe a little.
Only enough to accomplish the goal, but able to get home safely.
Yeah.
How was your week? Your hand looks so huge.
Oh, it really does, huh? Yeah, perspectives.
Eric's like, hey, bring that over here, big boy.
I don't have the swear jar here, but sea knocker with the giant fist. I like. What do you want me to do? Chicken knocker, like peacock knocker.
The problem is, the C word to me is a different C word, and I never say that word. That word does not exist in my vocabulary because my wife finds it extremely offensive, which is not unreasonable.
Yeah.
But I don't use that word. So when you said the C knocker,
you're
the
like,
C
yo.
word, and I'm like,
but you caught up though. You got it right. Jay and Silent Bob.
oh yeah.
Okay. Just making sure with the giant fist. That's all it's getting at.
May I? I think George Lucas is about to sue somebody. Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Great film.
Nah, man. Overall, my week was, I don't want to say uneventful. It was nice, great crowd all week. Consistent flow and busy and all that. But I live here, so that's basically it. That's what I got.
Hold on, we could do this again the Blocky weather forecast way. How was your week?
I did stuff.
I was at the shop.
I was at the shop.
About wraps it up.
I did a thing.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
All right. Let's find out where the button is for the cigar of the week,
See if you can
shall
find
we?
it.
Do you want to do all that? We can do that.
Yeah.
It's time for the Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Leaning House Fine Cigars. The Leaning House is your destination for the ultimate cigar smoking experience. Whether you're exploring their wide selection of premium cigars, unwinding in their comfortable lounge, or enjoying live music on one of the most unique and intimate live music venues in the burg, the house has something for everyone. Do you want to try the stick we're smoking today? Stop by leaninghousefinecigars.com or visit Dave in Bell Vernon or Heidi in Brownsville. Wherever you are, make the house your home for premium cigars.
Somebody asked me about Heidi last time I was over there. Have you ever met her? And I says, no, but I hear her name every week. Well, every other week. Or whenever we smoke on Leaning House Fine Cigars. Because you should make the house your home. And see, that's the thing. Have you seen the bad videos on Facebook that they've got everybody doing now?
What do you mean?
Louis LaManna and Evan Egger, like everybody's smoking a Leaning House cigar while they're playing music. And Louis like, I don't always smoke cigars when I'm drumming because they fall out and land on the toms. But when I do, it's a Leaning House. And then Evan's doing the like, I don't always smoke cigar. I don't usually play guitars to smoke cigars, but when I do, it's a Leaning House Fine Cigar.
I missed those.
It's a little on the nose.
My social media monitoring has been terrible lately. I've not been keeping up with things. I've just been swamped with other prioritize. So I haven't been able to watch much of anything that's going out.
I think you could use some tequila, is what I'm thinking.
No, I think
That
that's
seems
the
like the
opposite of what I
appropriate
need today.
Anywho's, the cigar of the week is the Esteban Carrera. It is a Soga de Oro. This is a 4 3/4 by 46. It is called the Bullet, which is odd name. Is there
Bootleg?
a meaning behind that? Is that a thing that I don't know of? It sounds like something going back to like Prohibition times.
You keep going. I'm actually gonna look it up because I feel like I've heard that before.
Look it on up. This cigar has a Mexican San Andreas wrapper, a binder from Nicaragua, specifically from Candega, filler from Nicaragua, including Esteli and Jalapa. During the 2024 TPE Expo in Las Vegas, Esteban Carreras unveiled the newest line, Soga de Oro. The line uses the stuff we just talked about. About. Oh, here we go. It's actually in there. I didn't read it. The line's name means rope of gold.
No, it doesn't.
That's what it says.
Bro, I'm looking at like
That's fair.
25 sources here.
Like, yeah. It's
Boulet means...
we'll give your definition in a minute.
Yeah,
but according to Esteban Carrera, it means rope of gold, which comes from a twisted tobacco used in place of a traditional band of the cigar, which CAO might have something to say about, I would think.
I mean, those have been around for a while, that type of... Because they used to use them as like an actual like binder to hold the wrapper on for like some weird ones.
Interesting. Okay, so the cigar also gets a footband to help identify it. It's being produced at Tabacalera Carreras in Nicaragua and being offered in 3 vitolas. You have the bootlet, or the boulet. We have a Toro, which is 5 3/4 by 54, not very Toro-y, more Robusto-y, and a 60, 6 by 60, and that's on the nose. Prices range from 9 to 14, so not terrible. Actually, this size is
this is like my
really
go-to
nice
size
right now.
anymore.
Yeah, it's a little odd to have a cigar this small in a box press format.
You know what? It's getting more and more common. I had a rep here from Dapper Cigars on Tuesday, and he brought me in a Petite Corona, but it's it's a perfectly square box press.
Okay.
But like hard corners. Like I was incredibly impressed, and surprisingly, like the corners always burnt last on it, but like it stayed consistent in how it burnt the whole way down. So like it didn't mind that like there was 4 corners that were always just a little bit longer. All of it, it was just like when you looked at any one side, it had like a little U to it. But like other than that, like it burnt perfect and everything. But I've never seen such a hard cornered one. Like you could set a 90 with this thing. It was wild.
Oh yeah.
And then that same size in a box press. Strange, different.
What was the Elvis song about the ghetto?
In the ghetto?
In the ghetto?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a like cigar lines out the wazoo all day. That's all I get is cigar line names. So we call it In the Ghetto, and one of the lines is the hard corners.
The hard
That's
corners.
what we call the box press.
Nice.
I'm just thinking back to my childhood, and I'm like, yeah, I grew up. There were some hard corners I'd stay away from. I grew up in New Canton. There were definitely some hard corners.
Some places you didn't want to go.
There was some hard people on them corners. Even the girls were hard on them corners. You know what I mean?
I just waiting to see if the ears perked up. I didn't see any ear perkage. So
is he like the stoner mushroom kid in the back of the car in Super Troopers? What was ears just start moving by themselves? Is that what gaydar means? Is that how it works?
I don't know.
The ears just.
It's not the ears that perk. Oh man. No, this is my go-to size anymore.
It's actually very like right off the get-go, this is not going to last long.
No, but I will say I used to love Esteban Carrera's stuff, and something about it kind of hasn't been as great lately to me. Damn it.
I can't tell if
you're killing me,
cigar
bud.
looks bigger because of the proximity to the camera. But look at the size of that hand, dude. You could crush your own head.
I crush your head. I crush your head.
Kids in the hall.
What's that?
Kids in the hall.
Oh, yeah.
Kids on the corner.
We
hard
had
corners.
My family and I had a group chat for probably 3 months of just random taking pictures of stuff that we were crushing. So like my divorced parents, we drove past my mom's house. My dad and I were in the truck, and he sent a picture of him crushing her house and like just random like crushing the cat. We had so much fun with like the stupid humor of it all. And then all of a sudden it just died, and it was no fun anymore, and it was gone. But it was a fun little chat.
It would have been funnier if your mom had a cat.
No.
Well, maybe not for you.
No, I was trying to think if she did at the time.
Okay.
Like, no, she didn't.
It reminds me of that the joke. What is it? Why did the man have his ashes put in the salsa?
Oh yeah, so he could tear that ass up one more. Wait,
I'm gonna leave. I don't know how we could do the show without that word.
I would say
like you
yeah.
need something, man.
Okay, yeah.
You need,
so he could tear that ass up one more time.
It's like playing tag when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You need to have a safe place, man. You need to have the home base.
Yeah,
ours was always like I could feel Eric's eyes burning the hole in the back of my head. I didn't want to say pole. So what did it say? The clothesline. We'd go to the clothesline would be the base, right?
Okay.
Like you'd have the safe area that you could go to. I don't see the relevance there.
Long, round, cylindrical object.
Yeah. So what'd you bring? Because
what did I bring?
I can't do this by myself.
No,
yeah.
Nothing.
Just an empty head.
Dude, it's one of those days. Like I won't lie. When I saw the cigar, I was like, ooh, okay. At least it's not a giant cigar. Like we're not going to be too tough. So my wife has input for the show this week.
Let's go.
I'm not happy about it.
Ooh, pitter-patter.
You're not going to be happy about it either.
I'm not happy about most things.
So this falls in line with more along the one chip challenge sort of thing, but not painful. We can speak afterwards. I just think it's going to be really gross. She was super excited to call me and tell me that she found these.
Oh.
For us to try on the show.
I like the pink.
Yeah, well, that's why I got the two glasses, so we can each try boths.
Oh.
So I will begin.
Nothing a little tequila can't fix. You know what I mean?
Well, so she said they do sound gross. She agrees. But she's wondering how the watermelon with gin would be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You said
here's the thing. I never drank anything with gin. I've never consumed. Well,
we did the martinis and stuff,
like a traditional martini.
Yeah.
Which is not for me. So I'm not sure. You know, the whole gin and juicing. I do like the face he just made. That was pretty good. Yeah.
It smells exactly.
Dude, why so much?
You got half the can. I got the half can.
But you said to taste each of them. There ain't no way, bro.
Look, dude, if you don't finish it, I'm not offended.
Yeah, but like it would have been so much more easier if you would have just filled it a little bit.
I think you misunderstood.
Because then we don't have to like dump it out. You know what I mean? To like
we still don't.
Okay.
Hold on.
This looks like somebody had a golden shower in my glass. Well, I guess that's not any different than Mountain Dew.
There.
Appearance. This is. At least my tequila glass.
So now we each have ding and ding. See?
Well, at least I know you're going to wake up after this. And speaking of which.
With that much sugar, I'm not going to wake up. That's going to knock me out. That's 40 grams of sugar in one can. That's game over for Sam right there.
That assumes that you're going to chug it. Yeah. Why does sugar put you to sleep?
I don't.
Are you backwards?
I really don't consume a whole lot of sugar. So
you got the beatus?
No.
It's just backward beatus.
I'll get that small kick and then I come right back off of it and it's a hard crash for me. All right, are we starting with watermelon or lemon?
I think the watermelon's going to be better, so let's do the lemon first.
10-4.
While I watch you drink this, in Jason's absence, I'm going to give you some grief, because I can, and Jason's not here. So what else am I going to do? So, in our attempt to get organized, yes. Sam has created a whole compilation of Google Docs for us on the drive to communicate and to get with each other and stay organized. One of these things that was authored by Sam is Monday, the notes or the meeting had by Corey and Sam. And my favorite part at the end is, this has to happen. I proceed to call Sam 4 or 5 times on Monday to no avail.
No.
Cool, fine, no. Oh, I'm too busy. Okay, cool. But just so you know, you're the one that said this had to happen.
See, you did not understand the assignment. When we talked about it on Thursday, the goal this week was not to use the schedule. It was to find flaws in the schedule. So it worked perfectly. Because I even said, like, we're not rolling this out yet, but let's find the flaws. And that's when you called me, I was like, yeah, dude, Monday I'm with my kids. I'm not doing junkie stuff today. So, like, yeah, that's a flaw. I'll change that.
When did we have the actual phone call that you would categorize as what you were trying to accomplish on your doc?
Oh, we didn't.
We didn't?
No. I mean,
because we did speak.
But, well, we didn't because you already had the notes prepped for this one.
Oh, okay.
Like, we had talked about it, and we were like, yeah, like, the notes were already done from, because this was supposed to be the week before and blah, blah, blah. So that was that one. But yeah, we will.
I'm trying to keep the camera off me as much as possible. It's just freaking terrible over here.
Yeah.
That thing is not helping anything.
No, it's
As
really
a matter
not
of
helping
fact,
you. And I'm washed out by all the
we
white
need
light
to just
too.
cut this thing off, man. Can we just save my retinas for the rest of the show? For far sake. That was close. That's really dark, but it's better.
Really.
I got a little Joe Rogan thing going on in this light. Yeah, it's not bad.
You have a
Mostly
shiny
because
head, bud. There's like 85 people I can think of rapid fire.
It's because the microphone's hiding the goatee.
Is that it?
If I come out from, it's like,
and it's Corey.
Rogan. Corey Rogan.
If you go a little bit higher, it's BGD. So.
Oh my God. I feel like somebody just let me out of solitary.
Yeah. Dude, they're a lot. That's
intense,
last week
dude.
when we had them on. I was like, I don't like this. But I also don't like the massive amount of white light that, like, I look like Casper.
At least the one next to you
Yeah.
does not sound like it's getting ready to self-destruct.
Yeah, it was trying to explode. Like that wasn't great at
Go.
all.
Drink your Wahoo's-its.
All right, what are we starting with?
Do the yellow one first.
I'm more excited about the lemon than I am the watermelon. Don't mix it up. Try.
I'm not mixing it.
Okay.
I'm preparing something to cleanse my palate afterward.
The lemon smells better, but I can't see this being good.
I don't think smelling either one of them is a wise option.
Oh, that's. Go ahead, bud.
Oh, I just wanted to let it linger on you for a second.
We're good. No, that's all it's gonna have. Honestly,
Yeah.
It fades fairly well, and I will say it tastes like a lemon warhead. That's
lemon would never my flavor there.
yeah. Let's see how it goes.
I don't really smell anything.
Oh, no, I got lots off that. The sour only hits for like a half second. It's not
Actually,
that
not
one's not
bad.
terrible. It's just like a second.
It's very similar to what I normally drink.
That's the problem. I don't drink
The
sweet.
Monsters? Yeah. Yeah.
The watermelon, I'm not excited about at all. This one actively smells gross. Like it has like a medicinal, acrid.
Ooh, the second sip lets you know it's there.
Really?
Believe it or not.
On the yellow.
Yeah.
I'll go back.
I think it's like already on the palate. So like that sourness hits a little bit longer for me. Ain't bad.
No, the yellow's not terrible. It is just really sweet. Like really sweet. That's 4 donuts there. All right, you're the lead in on the watermelon side of things, bud.
Oh, I'm still enjoying the yellow, actually.
Well, yeah, you can come back to it. You'll probably from the way the watermelon smells, I think you're gonna have to wash away the watermelon with the lemon. That's the problem with the smaller cigar. Is just you leave it sit for a very little bit of time and it goes not great.
You wouldn't be as sleepy if I was sitting over there next to you. You just missed me swear.
You know what? That might be it.
I said the F on accident. The F, the bad one.
I didn't hear it.
Fudge. I know.
Yeah. Watermelon, but you like sweet.
It's not even as tart as what I'm drinking. I'm
Really?
actively drinking a watermelon monster.
Oh,
Has a swig.
yeah.
It doesn't.
Dude,
the
I really don't wanna
aftertaste is
drink
not
this one.
awesome.
I really don't want to drink this one.
My monster's way better. This is not as good as the yellow. The yellow is better.
No. No,
Excuse me. That came out of nowhere.
that's terrible. I'll give it a second one just to give it its full range of motion.
Okay, kids. For the audio listeners, if you are going to pick up a Warhead sour soda, we would highly recommend the lemon over the watermelon.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for me because I do like. Let me show in the camera. Let's see if I can get sponsored by Monster.
Yeah, we're
I'd
done.
save
We're good.
so much money.
Just send us a case.
So much. I normally drink the Monster Zero Ultra Watermelon, which is a great time. It's actually real tart for something that has no sugar. It's like bang in your face. I enjoys it a lot.
Well, that's the thing. It has tons of sweetness. It just doesn't have actual sugar in it. That's that stuff. Like if I drink that, I'll be within 3 to 5 minutes migraine. Like that, whatever that aspartame or whatever it is, that stuff tears me apart. I'm instant not great.
So what we got going on here in the old chat room? I'm gonna have a look while the camera's on Samuel, because I haven't looked at it all day because I've got so much in my face over here producing. Electrifying already.
Plus, you couldn't see it before because of the
The lights. I couldn't see anything. You're lucky I was hitting the right button.
Go ahead and flip it around to you. I'm going to run and grab that gin real quick, and I'm going to do this nasty experiment.
Gin, eh?
Yeah. Why is there no Forrest Gump gin? Gin, eh? There should be. There should be. That's definitely worth doing. We're exploring the idea in the chat room of Cigar Junkies cheerleaders. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Jason in pom-poms and a skirt. I don't know if it would do anything for me without like the ponytail, like the braided ponytails, like Wendy from Wendy's. I think that would be better. What's up, Keith Kilburn? Who else we got in here? Mr. Eric. It looks like yes, it does. Lots of stuff that I'm just not going to talk about because Seneca says, if I buy horribly flavored sodas, will you drink them on the show? Ranch dressing? No, very much no. See, the idea is I put a lot of money into this equipment, and vomiting on any of it would be a very bad time for me. And like, I know what he's talking about specifically because like, if you go to Giant Eagle, which is, if you're from not Pittsburgh, that's our supermarket.
It's our Kroger.
It sounds like a nightmare for a child, right? Like a scary Sesame Street, Giant Eagle. But if you do go to the Giant Eagle, you can find buffalo wing flavored soda, pickle, bacon. There's all kind of weird ones. I've had some sips that are not good.
What is this pickle revolution in Pittsburgh lately? Like, what is the deal with all the pickle stuff?
Eric, he asked, "What's the pickle revolution?" Ooh. If anybody would know,
it would be you.
It's when we take over and make the world ours.
Ooh, try me.
Oh, all this! Wow, nice forearm.
Thank you.
All of a sudden improved, is it?
Dude, it's not
It smells
bad.
like pickles now.
Yeah, pickles on my pickle.
Better than it
It's
was.
a whole lot better.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Way more betters. Yeah, a little bit of gin goes a long way.
That's the first drink that I've ever had where it's like, yeah, this could be drier. I take it.
What's that? Well, I don't know what Ozempic is. I'm not old. I don't follow prescription medication. I'm not in that geriatric.
This camera angle is a lot better for the light on Corey.
Yes, that is way more better.
Way more better.
Way much more better.
All right, so you gonna gin this one up, or do we want to cucumber jalapeno it?
Cucumber it. See what happens.
Let's go. Now you're speaking my language, Sam.
Yeah, you got to be careful not to drink too many of those. Seneca said you'll lose a toe. It's a hazard, dude. I'm really enjoying this cigar.
It's actually really good.
I really like this one.
If I was able to pay attention to my notes, there are specific places to talk about the flavor notes, but I don't think we've gotten to them yet.
Nah.
But there are reminders, as it were.
Yeah, I just kind of jumped. Like I took a hit of it.
The problem is with this cigar, we may not make it to
that sector of it all.
Problem is, anytime you box press anything, man, like you have to underfill to accommodate for the press.
Yeah, because you're gonna squish it.
Right. So like when you're looking at this thing, dude, that side profile, that is so slender.
So if you look at the shot, somebody's watch or whatever was on the back wall, and it was somebody's hiding it now. But there was the little light moving around on the wall over there. It's over on the door now, and like it's going like this.
The
and
reflection.
It's very distracting to me. And then I look down at the shot and it's just like laser. It looks like a laser pointer on the wall. You see it over there, right above your head. Oh, gone now.
God dang it!
It's Adam. He's messing with us. He's
That could
like
be
that.
fun. A fun episode, just laser pointers. See if we can distract each other. Terrible audio quality.
What are you
show.
talking about, bud? We always
it's
essentially our show is laser pointers. I mean,
Kitties.
we've got that pretty much covered.
All right, let's find out, shall we?
Oh yeah,
I don't even know how to spell it though.
yeah. That I don't know how I feel about that one, but not terrible. You look intrigued.
It's interesting. I don't know if it's bad or it's good. I
That's
just
kinda-
like both of these things by themselves. So I don't know if I'm qualified to have an opinion. But now what we're drinking is you should.
Oh no! I forgot what
You
I was
shouldn't
smelling,
have
and I got
smelled it,
just a
dude.
straight jalapeno.
So now we've got the Warhead Sour Lemon Soda mixed with 21 Seeds Cucumber Jalapeno Tequila, which is Corey's everyday. Did we find something?
No,
No. Okay.
but it's weird.
yes.
It's just it's weird.
It might have been better with the watermelon.
What if you marinated chicken with it? I know it sounds.
I don't.
If you marinated
I
chicken with
marinate
that,
red meats more than I do poultry.
yeah, don't,
so
I wouldn't
don't-
do that with red meat, but like
Yeah.
that would be.
We need to find a name
strange.
for
You can
our
keep this one. though.
creepy.
That's all you.
Our creepy behind Sam mascot, which again to illustrate for the audio listener, do we have any help from the live audience on how you would describe
Yes.
the monolith behind Sam? What's the name of the? Do you remember the episode of one of the Halloween episodes of The Simpsons where Krusty had the Jewish monster made out of clay, and you would put a scroll in its mouth, and it would do the thing you tell it to do?
The golem, yeah.
Golem, yeah. Maybe it looks like that, but terrifying.
It is kind
It
of creepy, isn't it?
So wild, man.
Yeah.
Like this thing's okay. So let's start at the base of it. The base of it is a suit of armor, essentially, that I found for Sam on Marketplace. It's made of like tin or something.
Yeah.
The whole thing weighs like 30 pounds.
No, it weighs like 8 pounds.
Yeah,
Dude, it
is
weighs
stupid
nothing.
light. Stupid light. Okay, then the next step was to put a white mask with bleeding eyes on it.
Yeah, which
So
you can
it's
see in the
got
shot.
this terrifying feminine Jason thing going on. You know what I mean? Very
Yeah.
horror-y.
Oh,
And then on the one side, there's a teddy bear with a party hat. Is that what's going on, or is it a
yeah,
unicorn?
I got that for my birthday from my mom.
Okay,
so I put them
it's
up
a
there.
teddy bear with a hat. Then on the other side, the other shoulder, we have that's got to be like if you've got an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other.
Yeah,
That has to be the devil because that's Treymac up there. That's the honey badger, right?
because honey badger don't
And
care.
then now you can finally see the on-air light on top of us.
We could have actually done that in the shot. That would have been
weird.
more better. Can we?
Yeah.
No, I can't get it. I'm
You
not.
can.
I'm not going to
Maybe
mess
you
with it
can't,
though.
But Corey can.
If I do it though, I'm going to end up jacking it up. I think this one. And no, right back to where we were. Just. Oh, well, we could do. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I like our on-air sign. Yeah, Seneca said I can't get it up.
Crazy amalgamation
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
what that is.
and he's got a giant cigar.
And it's harder to see your giant hand now, so it's
Yes,
helpful in
giant
numerous
hand.
ways. Aspect
I keep-
ratio. and-
Keith Coburn said, reminds him of the girls on TikTok that was wondering why all the pickling stuff was going on, but nobody was pickling cucumbers. Did you not see that video?
No.
She was very confused why nobody was pickling cucumbers, and all the reactions were just like,
It's been done.
oh yeah, the shot's killing me.
You
Sorry.
went the wrong way. You should have went the other way.
I know, but I was leaning like this
Yeah.
to try and like make it square.
got it.
and
You're
didn't-
right.
that's
There's less sand, but there's more.
yeah, more of what matters.
We should let the audience name that thing.
Get after it.
We need a name for this terrifying thing.
Yeah. Well,
So submit your idea. I bet you the audio listeners will submit even
I'm
more
gonna-
interesting ideas.
I'm gonna say no go on that one. I'm gonna say it's got to be patrons of the shop that gotta name that one because they're actually here. So if you want to vote on it, you gotta stop by on that one. Oh, by the way,
okay.
coffee was not the follow up to that jalapeno thing. That's not settling well. That's not.
That's not
It's
the palate
not great.
cleanser, no?
It's not. That was bad. Mistakes were made. It wasn't good. So I'm gonna do it again.
Cigar's heating up on me. I'd say the draw on it was really, really good. Construction has been great for a box press. It's burning super well. Probably medium plus. I'm thinking like a 6 or 7 on the strength scale. Definitely a lot of body to it. Where do you fall in on the check-in for that?
I'd say the body's definitely there. Strength wise, like I would put it as a 7, like you said, on the body, but I wouldn't go. You'd be pushing it to go past like a 5 or 6 on the strength. There's not a lot of nicotine to it. It's not giving much of the bite. All that.
The way you specifically said body makes me think we could have a really fun superficial way of judging cigars on this show. You could have the body and the face instead of the body and the strength. The body and the face. Is it a butterface?
The body of Christ. The body of Christ. Sorry, the way you said the body and face, and I'm like the body of Christ.
Body of Christ broke with
The body
you.
of Christ.
Buddy Christ.
Let the power of Christ. Eric wants to name it Marv.
Marv.
Marv's not bad.
What does Marv make you think of?
I will shoot you with my ray gun.
No.
Yes, Marvin the Martian.
I know. But there's an actual Marv. The Sticky Bandits. Home Alone.
Marv.
And that's what he was. He was a tall, creepy dude for the little kids' nightmares. You know what I mean? Marv, I like it. It's an opportunity. But I think Eric's the ringleader of the Sticky Bandits or the Wet Bandits. Either way, he's a fan. I'm pretty sure.
Did you prefer Sticky Bandits or Wet Bandits? I like the Wet Bandits better. It's the OG Bandits.
Yeah, that the first movie was the gooder movie, but the idea of the sticky
Conceptual.
hands. Anywho,
Yeah.
how about the cigar news? If I can find the right
Don't
button
push
for
the
that.
button. We're not doing the button anymore. We discussed this.
That's disappointing.
Give
I
yourself-
like the buttons.
Just give yourself a motivational bump.
At the 2024 Premium Cigar Association trade show, La Aurora Cigars introduced the latest installment of the Puro Vintage series, the La Aurora Puro Vintage 2014. The series is a limited production line of cigars where each installment is made up of what La Aurora considers to be. I just stopped because in the back of my mind, I could hear the words for the intro that aren't there. It's like a Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I didn't push the
Set
wrong
your
button.
butane torches to high and expectations to low.
They consider the best tobaccos harvested from a particular year. So they're like, this tobacco's really good. Let's not use it.
Yeah.
Essentially.
This is awesome. Let's leave it lay for a little while and see what happens.
That's right. Tobaccos harvested from 2014 are used in the Puro Vintage 2014. That makes a lot of sense. Ecuadorian Havana leaf is used for the wrapper and binder over fillers of Colombian, Dominican, and Nicaraguan tobaccos. Like most previous Puro Vintage releases, the 14 is a Solomon measuring 6.5 by 50 or 60. Pricing is set at 26 Fede. Fratello Cigars has announced a new add-on to the DMV series. So do you have to wait in line for 2 hours and deal with bureaucrats to get that
and then
cigar?
get yelled at?
Yeah,
the
pretty
entire
much. That sounds like a possibility that would be intriguing.
Do you want me to take that glass? 'Cause
No,
you
it's
are,
okay.
You have like an empire of liquid over there now.
There's a lot
There's a
happening over
cityscape of
right.
glasses and bottles.
The Pocahontas. While the Fratello DMV series has been a regional release to Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, where our initials come from, Fratello Pocahontas will see a national release as a PCA exclusive offering for 2024. Produced at the La Aurora factory in the Dominican Republic, Pocahontas consists of an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper over Nicaraguan binder. The cigar features fillers from Dominican Republic, Colombia, and Nicaragua. Fratello Pocahontas comes in a single size measuring 5.5 by 54. A total of 220 count boxes have been produced. That's not a lot.
No, not
And the
at all.
MSRP is actually not a lot for a limited offering like that at 10. I would
not at
imagine those are going to go pretty quick. I would have to think. But who knows?
But it is a regional release, so Delaware, Maryland. Virginia.
No, the normal DMV series is a regional
Oh, I missed
This, I believe this cigar is normally a regional, so they're actually, but you have to attend PCH.
Right, you got to go.
Yeah. Also at the trade show, a company I haven't heard of, Paustani Cigars, will launch a 5.5 by 46 Corona Gorda size line extension to the Connecticut called the Justice. The Paustani. That's how I'm going with it. Paustani Connecticut Corona Gorda Justice features an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper over Pennsylvania broadleaf binder and aged Nicaraguan fillers.
You've seen these before. I'll show you the image of the logo.
Yeah, oh no, I know. I've seen the logo.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Leaning House, I think.
But I've never heard the word spoken. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but we should have fun.
Not a
We
lot
should
of
just
help.
like absolutely tear it up.
Yeah.
Just be like, I
Just
don't
like
know.
the salsa.
Oh, look at
Hey.
you. Call back.
The production comes from Fabrica de Tobaccos in Nica Sueño SA factory in Nicaragua. The cigar is available in 21 count boxes. Each cigar will have an MSRP of $13.50. And finally, HVC Cigars will launch the HVC Selección number 1 Connecticut. This will be a third blend under the HVC Selección line. Number 1. So they start with number 3. That's my question. Number 1 launched in 2022 with the Maduro release. The line got its name due to the fact that it was the first new blend created under HVC Cigars' own factory, Fabrica Tobaccos HVC. Not very creative, really. This was followed in 2023 with the release of the HVC Selección number 1 Habano offering. As the name indicates, the number 1 Connecticut adds an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade wrapper. In addition to the wrapper, the Selección features all Nicaraguan tobaccos from Jalapa and Esteli for the binder and the filler. The cigar is being launched in 3 sizes, which are consistent with sizes of the Maduro Natural line. Each is presented in 20 count boxes, and it's priced between $9 and $10.50.
I like it.
Very, very reasonable.
So you were talking Nica Sueña. Who is that? Do you know? Do you know what else is produced there?
Yeah.
Romacraft Tobacco. So
No
that's actually
kiddings.
Romacraft's factory. That's the partnership between
Isn't Roma?
Diesla. What's his last name? Or what's his first name? Diesla. What's Diesla's first name?
I don't know.
Is it Esteban? I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, Esteban Diesla. So it's him and Skip got the factory kicking on that.
That's Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Is that where the factory is?
No, it's Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm thinking of somebody else, but for some reason, I was thinking Roma was one of the ones that produces in Costa Rica.
No, he's all Nica.
There is a brand out there, and like they talk a lot about how essentially it's more expensive to make them there. The labor costs are higher in Costa Rica, but supposedly
crime rates are lower.
Better. It's more gooder, quality
Oh,
production. Really? Like they're more expensive, but for a reason, it's more gooder. I don't know.
Yeah, quality control's higher there. That's interesting. That surprises me with people like Perdomo having his factory there. You would think, and not to encourage this type of business, but like Perdomo is going to bring in great rollers. He's going to train them if they're not great rollers to become great rollers, and then they're going to be local, and you're going to try and steal those employees from him over to you and pay them a higher rate than what they were making previously there.
Which doesn't happen much there.
Like, yeah, and that's kind of the thing. There's loyalty.
Yeah. And Perdomo is a bad example because he pays his people really well and takes really good care of them.
That was just the one that came to mind.
Yeah, I feel you. It's an individual vertically integrated factory that has people.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, that's not the best example for that. So I want to plant something in your head right now. So not currently, but when we take our next little tentpole break and I go into the events, it would be a great time if you want to jump in. If you haven't already picked something, maybe take a look at the lists for the upcoming sticks.
I have an idea, but I want to talk to you about it first, and we can just do it right here.
I was
the KFC.
Yeah. What is it?
Let's do the KFC.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, it's different. And let's just give it a shot.
What do you have? Just the normal line?
I have the regular KFC as well. Yeah, that's the one. I remember the
Swamp Rat being something I liked better.
Which is, I don't think it's produced, or maybe that size is no longer produced. But
it's actually Candela.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to it. I just want to let you know, like, chances are
it's
not very
be
good
great.
at me enjoying.
Well, I've never smoked it.
Okay.
So I'm like, you know what the heck? Like, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, no problem. We could do that.
That's the one thing that's, everything in that humidor, with the exception of maybe 5 cigars, I've smoked at least 2 of.
Yeah.
So like when I pick one out of there, I've got my preconceived notion when we go in. With the KFC, I have an idea of how it's going to be, but I've never actually experienced it. Plus, we'll get to catch Jason's reaction on it as well. So do you want to go for that, or do you want to try and go a different direction?
No, I'm okay with it. Listen, like, I'm drinking these ridiculous beverages that you're passing across the table. Why wouldn't I smoke a cigar? But I will tell you, I've had it, and my personal
not great.
experiences with it before have not been that it happens to fall into
Well, you and I normally smoke.
flavor profile, which is crazy because I like fire cured, but that's not the one for me.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you to try the Icarus. That's the new Jake Wyatt with the fire cured.
Nice.
I got in.
I appreciate that other people are doing them.
Yeah.
Because like there's not a lot of selection
No,
of fire cured tobacco.
the way they used it is so. We'll talk about it when we smoke, because as soon as I get them in, that's the next cigar we're gonna smoke from that. From me is gonna be that. I got 40 of them in, and they were gone in 2 days, and it was, first day was me handing them out to people, and the second day was people coming to me like, hey, I want 5, 5, 5, 10. Like they took off really, really well.
Well, speaking of which, you gave me a homework cigar. You remember the other day you threw in something for me to take a run at?
The Casa Aliados
By
Oliva.
Oliva.
Yep.
Really good.
Really?
Really good. So, like, very outside of a normal Oliva profile for me.
Okay.
It had like a kick to it, man.
Well, that's actually.
And it was a really nice offering for sure.
I just gave Adam one as well
Have
to
you
try.
smoked it yet?
No, I haven't. He just had like super positive feedback on that, Adam. So it makes me feel better. I didn't hand you junk because I haven't smoked it yet. So
if you got another one, make it your next cigar.
oh yeah, 100% will.
It's a really good cigar, man, and it's got some oomph to it. It's there. Like it is very much a Courier adjacent cigar.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Either one of us, I could tell you sight unseen for Jason. Like I know he would
jump
light
at it.
up. Yeah.
I'm honestly at the
great.
point now, and I know this is going to disappoint you and Jason, but like I have so many samples to smoke through. I'm just going to have to start having you guys filter them for me and be like, here, try these, and just if just good, bad. Like that's all I need is good, bad.
Yeah, at least
if you say bad, I can start filtering off.
At least with us, you're gonna get like it's not a no. It's not for these guys.
Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, let me shop this to somebody that I know that has a palate that prefers milder stuff or something.
Yeah.
Because like we are not the be all end all of the cigar community. We are the geeks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So there was one geek side of things I did want to talk about, which was I've been asked about it a lot this week for some reason, was retrohale. So basically 3 questions. When did you start retrohaling? How did you figure out the right and wrong ways to do it? And what cigar was the one that like got it to click for you?
Okay, I don't know if I could really give you a specific answer for any of those things, unfortunately. I'll tell you that it was early. So if you figure I started smoking cigars in 2011, it was probably in my early like consuming days, podcasts, videos and stuff are talking about it. I didn't know what it was. And I started getting to a place probably in 12 or 13, I would say, when I actively started trying. And I remember being real excited when I figured it out because it's like
it's uncomfortable to learn.
It's like learning how to swim, right? If that makes any sense. It's like one of those things you could tell somebody, but until you figure out the feel of it, it's not not something you could just be instructed audibly to do necessarily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
What I will say is, particularly in the beginning, I don't think you're thinking there's going to be this huge gain in flavor. It's not, you're not catching it if you're pushing an entire mouthful of cigar smoke out of your nose.
No, you're just getting
that is
burn.
the wrong way to do it. You are just going to get like water in your sinuses.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a pool and you accidentally breathe, that's what you're going to feel, and it's not good. So what I would recommend is while you're experimenting with it, if you're learning how to do it, try to push the majority, if not all of the smoke out of your mouth, because what you're trying to get is that residual flavor that's sitting on your palate to go through the taste buds in your sinuses, essentially, right? So there's something to be said for like trying to relax. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, just he's in the bathroom. You're
All right.
safe.
Relax your throat, right? Maybe tongue on top of the roof of your mouth. But essentially, if you can imagine if you can imitate snoring, okay? You know how when you start to fall asleep and you feel yourself breathing that way where you're kind of snoring, whether you're making noise or not, but you have air going in and out of your nose and your mouth at the same time?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I would describe it, right? What you're doing is you are relaxing the separation between your mouth and your nose to your throat. And so if you can push out of your mouth and your nose at the same time, take a puff out of your cigar, push most of it out. I don't want to say exhale because you're not inhaling the cigar, but push most of it out, and then go for that, trying to push out of both at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get a little bit of a taste of that. And then you just essentially have to, again, it's also like whistling is a great example too, right? You can tell somebody how to whistle,
But you
but
can't.
you figure it out by feel.
Yep.
But the best thing I could do is to say, try pushing out your nose and your mouth at the same time when you're exhaling. And then you're going to kind of establish a feeling for what it feels like whenever you're opening up between your mouth and your nose.
Yep. And then it becomes very natural. And then when I'm teaching people here, I actually tend to give them the Tatiscan. Like even if they're full body smoker, all that, I'm like, look, dude, start on something light. Because if you hammer 60% of the smoke out of your nose, like you said, water, you're gonna it's rough. So what I say is like I do 80-20. So like when I retrohale a cigar, which this is like the most boring thing to watch, but I'll take the smoke and then I'll keep 80% or I'll blow 80% of it out my mouth and I'll drop that last 20% out my nose. So
and the
just that
important
last
thing
little
is,
bit, and the shot caught it fairly well too.
The important thing to note here is you're not inhaling this.
No.
The idea is not to inhale it into your lungs and push it out of your nose. The idea is to create a pressure coming out of your mouth and exiting through your nose.
Yeah, and then use that sinus cavity to actually, the goal is to get those additional notes, or because your sinuses are the closest thing linked to memory. So you're going to get notes more often off your retrohale than you are off of your palate itself, like off your mouth. But I after smoking that Sun-Grown last week, I think that would be like the best second cigar for somebody to start retrohaling with, is like do the Tatiscan, learn the functionality, do 90-10 a couple times, work to 80-20, then grab the Sun-Grown, smoke one without retrohaling, about 2-3 inches of it, and then introduce that, because the retrohale on that cigar is subtle, so you're not gonna have that pepper bomb, but it's also very flavorful, and you're gonna get a mass of flavors that you didn't recognize before, even if you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
And you don't have that keyed notation in your mind to be like, that's leather off of a 7-year-old cow's ass. Ass is good. If you don't have that palate, it's fine. You're just gonna be like, oh, I recognize that, because that's the fun part to me, is like I love when I recognize a flavor and I have to keep smoking that cigar to find what that is. Like that's the goal to me.
Yeah. And I think the key to the explanation of this is it is a relaxing movement.
Yes.
This is not something that you're when you're trying to do it right and you're frustrated, you're forcing.
Yeah, you're pushing.
If you feel like you're forcing muscles, you're not doing it right. It should be finding a relaxation point between your mouth and your nose. And it's going to take you a little bit of time probably to narrow it down where you want.
Yeah.
But again, like this is not like, oh, I've got only this little bit of, I need to push it all. No. It is really take your time and figure out where that balance is for you.
Yeah. 100%.
You don't even need to have the smoke in your mouth for it to work, right? Because you're just activating the rest of your taste.
Yeah.
So the taste is already in your mouth. Like most of the taste you're going to get off of a cigar, off of smoke, happens after the smoke has left your mouth. So why would it be any different for a retro? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, this being said, you can do this with other things too. But I made the mistake of trying this with a high proof whiskey.
Ooh.
Wow. Mistakes were made. Like I just put a little bit on my palate and I'm like, all right, let's see if it oh no. You with anything liquid, just bring it in. Don't try and take that out because all you get is just that alcohol and that burn, and it is incredibly painful. And I did it was a 112 proof.
Nice.
So yeah, it warmed my day up.
One of my favorite
crying.
experiences back from the Cigar Cave days was trying to get you to
Retrohale Scotch. Oh.
I've got you to do with the Ardbeg once or twice.
Oh god.
And it's very
I don't
very
miss
moment.
that at all. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. That's not something that I'm longing for ever again. Some
the
of those,
retro or the Cigar Cave?
No, the retro and
Okay.
Scotch. That was terrible.
I miss this mostly. I just missed the minimum amount of effort that the Cigar Cave required.
He's like, I just went downstairs.
I just have to clean the garage, which actually is a process and a project, but a necessary
But
one.
it forced you to clean your garage every
Right.
week too.
I still do. I don't know about weekly, but like I would go. I was very OCD about cleaning that garage before we had the show.
Yeah.
Like you guys would come over, my garage floor in a lot of cases was cleaner than your shop floor.
Yeah.
Which is absurd because it's a freaking garage floor. Who cares? But for me, it was like Shannon would use one of the ashtrays that I just cleaned out, and I'm like, "What are you doing? You couldn't have waited till after the show. There's other ones over here." It's like that was some fights were started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I admit it was ridiculous, but for some reason in my mind, I just wanted everything to be just right. And set up, which is I think a lot of the reason that I've struggled to give control over this stuff to Jason is because Jason is not like OCD about it. He's just like throw it all out there and mess with everything and take crap apart and move it around, and it's like whew, it gives me anxiety.
Well, that's so you were talking about cleaning. One thing that did happen, I woke up in just a foul mood on Tuesday for no reason. Did you ever rage clean? Like just angry, so you just clean?
Oh,
it's the greatest thing. Like you get so much done.
Yes. It's frustrating though.
Oh yeah.
When I do it, it's generally when I'm in a bad fight with my wife.
You're just like, I'm gonna go do something, accomplish something.
No. It's real weird. So for me, I'm not going to enjoy anything that I'm doing right now.
So
no matter what I'm doing, my mind is going to be on this fight, and I am going to have high blood pressure and just not be able to enjoy anything. So why waste my time doing something that I'd like to do and not enjoy it? I'll go do the dishes. I would just start cleaning the house because it's like, you may as well.
Yep.
And then I'm like mad at myself because it's like, she's probably happy about the outcome.
Well, Alex, one of my regulars, he came in Tuesday morning and just like stopped at the door like, oh, I had all the furniture just piled up over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've swept, deck brushed, mopped, deck brushed again until I had clean water, like 1/4 of the shop, then moved all the furniture. And I was sweating buckets, man. I'm just I'm like so angry. So when you said how clean the floor was, I stopped right here, by the way. But dude, I went to town on this floor, and I'm looking at it afterwards, and I'm like, you know what the best thing and the worst thing about this floor is? I did all
can't
that.
tell.
You have no idea.
That's what I was going to say. It's so much wasted effort because
but it's
this
not because
floor is designed
to hide it.
Yeah.
You can't see.
I'm not sure if it always looks clean or it always looks dirty, but whatever it is,
it always looks
both.
the same.
Yeah, there ain't no change in it, man. It just is what it is. It's a free bird, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta let it fly high.
I'm gonna grab something. You look like you're getting ready to read anyway. So
yeah, I'll do the read.
Right, I'll be right back.
Let's get at it. I switched back to you. That was a fast transition. Wop. Let's talk about the events. These enjoy them while you can, guys, because there may soon come a time when we stop doing this as a actual segment of the show and just put like the just the tip events and Strum Junkie events, Cigar Junkie events at the end of the show to let you know what we got going on. But for now, we got Tuesday, March 12th at the Dirty Dog. Give me all the green shit. AB Zone, Ryan Ponus is back with the best of the green labels, Filthy Hooligan, Shamrocks, and Tullamore Dew. Doesn't have to be green to get great deals on it. It just has to be from the top brand of the shop, Alec Bradley. Don't know about you. It's got me feeling lucky. That's whoever wrote that, not me. I don't feel particularly
not so
lucky
much
right now. Saturday, March 16th at the Main Street Tavern in Mount Hall, Pennsylvania. You can come see the monthly acoustic show for the Strum Junkies. Corey and Nick will be playing a diverse lineup of all your favorites. Maybe something special for St. Patty's Day. Come wear your green and hang out with Pittsburgh's junkiest acoustic duo. Of all the acoustic acts in Pittsburgh, we're one of them. Sunday, March 17th at the Smokestack, Everything Tobacco. I think I might put that on the back of the shirt with the banana.
We're one of them.
Yeah, of all of the acoustic acts in Pittsburgh, we're one of them.
We're one of them.
I think that might be our thing. Yeah, that was a little, your light just winked at us.
That was nice.
It happens.
Yay.
Sunday, March 17th at the Smokestack, Everything Tobacco. It's back. One of the largest and most anticipated events of the year. Ryan Ponus, sounds familiar, at Forge Cigar will be there with plenty of limited and sought-after Filthy Hooligans and Shamrocks to go around. Deals on all Alec Bradley products, including the new post-embargo blend, Code B15. It will help you earn tickets on amazing prizes. And what amazing prizes, you ask? How about an Alec Bradley DuPont lighter cutter set? How about a special rare bottle of Alec Bradley X Starlight barrel pick and more? Food, fun, festivities to go around. Also have Penn Brewery there, slinging brews to keep the merriment going. You're not going to want to be left out, only at the Stack. How about this month for just a tip?
We've got our standards. We've got our Tuesday night lineup.
It doesn't look like you have standards.
They're not high. I just said we have standards.
There you go.
Bro. Come on. We're going to be doing Pack Trivia Night, which is us versus other lounges across the state on Tuesday the 5th, I think it is. And then the 12th is going to be the chess tournament. The 19th will be the poker tournament. And the 26th will be the 19 plus 7. The 26th will be our karaoke night. In addition to that, this coming week, we're going to be starting our March Madness.
Why can't this be karaoke week?
Does it screw you up again? You're not going to be able to make it again?
I don't know. Because I don't know where I'm going to be, but I know this week I'm on daylight. This is the first time in 2024 that I've had a week on daylight. So I've been like, hey, I could do karaoke or not, you know.
By the way, it is nubbable.
Yeah, so it's like not a bad spot to jump in here, because this is pretty much for us going to be the end of the line.
Yeah.
We're getting there, which is not surprising. We're an hour and 8 minutes into the show.
It's actually,
so you figure at least an hour and 5 minutes into the cigar, which isn't bad.
Really impressive for how little the guy was.
Now, your experience may vary if you are not doing a talk show while you smoke it. We don't promise you an hour out of this. It depends on your own personal smoking preferences. However, great size, great draw, really good burn, excellent flavor profile for me. I'd say on the retro hail scale, which I think is a little bit different than the mild, medium, full body scale. In terms of strength for a retro hail, this is probably a 6.
Oh, wait, hold up real quick.
Maybe a 5 or 6.
So. Adam, so just so you know, we're welcoming our new guests to the show, or new members of the group, and you're one of them. So thanks for joining the group, buddy. I figure he's standing there. I want to catch him before he walked out. Sorry.
Bye, Adam.
Bye,
Go
Adam.
to the light.
Go into the light.
He did, dude.
He did just like
the light on the shit. Yeah, for sure.
That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The way that laid out. Sorry, you were saying retro hail scale.
I would put it at probably a 6 in terms of retros. Like, this is not incredibly strong on the retro. It is a little past like 50%.
Yeah, it's a medium plus maybe, but it's a medium.
But just barely.
Yeah.
I mean, you figure in most, like, it's hard to do on a scale of 1 to 10 a mild, medium, and full, because that only gives you three options. But if you figure like 1 to 3 is your mild, and then 4 to 6 is your medium, and then
Your
7 to 10 is full.
Yeah.
I would say 6 is like
Yeah.
it's like a top end of a medium.
Yeah. I definitely agree on that. I actually showed a guy this trick because he was complaining about the breakfast tacos. He loves that cigar, and there's really nothing comparable to it. And I showed him the old, just use a toothpick. Like, you know, you can get the fancy numbers because they do look cool, but like that works perfect. And
Why
I
doesn't
think this
your
might be the
dad
first time I've ever
make
done
you
it.
a little box to put your toothpicks in? Like, just use the smallest cigar box you have, and have him engrave on it just the picks.
Just the picks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say this is beef, but the shop's been open since July. And currently there's not a box in there for me to complain about, but there was a few days ago. When are we going to just put like a, you remember Blockbuster, like video stores used to have the different picks on it. You'd have little tags,
Oh yeah.
like the little card that would say, hey, this is Neil's favorite. And
Yeah.
this is, you know, Sam's favorite, blah, blah, blah. Why on the Dino vintage selection has there not been a little post-it up there that says Corey's Daily Smoke?
Hey, I don't know if you noticed or not. We have 0 shelf talkers. I'm not a big fan of those. I don't like the excess tags.
I just want my name somewhere. You know what I
Just
mean?
want my name on it. I just want to be part of it.
Just a little plaque.
Oh.
I mean, I've already got the kudos I need, I think, from Trey, because according to him, I am 100% at this point. I consume more of that cigar than anybody else in the country,
Oh,
which
wow.
I think is a feat.
Yeah, that's impressive.
You probably purchase more of that specific cigar than anybody else in the country.
that
because of
I
me.
doubt. Just because I know with some of the other guys, I have an idea of what's
Of
volume.
that cigar,
Mhm.
that size.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just by volume that some of them sell,
Yeah.
they're gonna move so much more than I.
Well,
do.
maybe if you put a little card up there. It said Corey's Daily Go
See,
To.
the cool part is anybody who would notice the card and be like, "Oh, that's Corey," you know,
They already
that's
know.
they already know. You make
but
it pretty
they might
clear.
Inquire. It might be like somebody might be like, "Hey, what's up with this?"
Well, luckily, I'm in the humidor with them all the time.
Yeah, but you're not going to that and showing them.
But
Like,
if they mention the junkies, I point that cigar out. So I already do that.
yeah,
See how that works?
it's the non-junkie people that you'd be like,
The
"Well,
non-junkie
why-
people who
why
are
is there a
not going to know
poster?"
who you are.
Right. It's actually a two-part. No. Here's the thing. Here's why you're wrong. I can't say that very often. I don't. Okay. I'm not saying that post-it's going to do anything for
I know what you
anybody.
mean.
But here's the thing. Any non-junkie people that have no idea we're a thing see that and go, why is this on that particular box?
So
Like
what
if
you're
you
saying,
had Sam's favorite, Corey's favorite, Jason's favorite, something along those lines, or just Jason and Corey. And then they'd go like, wait, what's up with that? Why is that on there? And you would have to explain, no, this is Corey, co-host of the Cigar Junkies podcast. What's that? It would be a transition. I know that's not necessarily your primary objective.
so what
as
I'm
a
gathering
store
from
owner.
all this is that cigar that we both know there's a limited quantity of.
That's fair.
You want to get rid of faster.
Shut up, Sam.
I don't like your face right now.
How many you got coming in, by the way?
I'll probably order 3 on this one. But I'm still
Will or did?
Will. I haven't been able to order them yet, bud. It's the weekend. It's not that easy.
All right. I thought they were already in process.
No, I haven't had a chance to.
How
order.
many did you sell me the other day? 14.
14. Yeah, I was gonna say 16.
What day was that?
It was Friday, wasn't it?
Friday?
No, yesterday was Friday, or 2 days ago was Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Friday.
Oh, you did the casino run though.
I want to take a stab at how many I have left.
I'm gonna go with 4.
It's either 2 or 3.
Nice.
And there have been other ones that I smoked in that time frame.
Nice,
So, yeah.
dude. The fact you like that Casa Aliados, that's actually
It's a great steak,
That's-
dude. I'm like, if you have them for sale, I'll
Yeah.
buy one today.
yeah. I'll grab one. Well, I don't have them yet, but I'll order a box and see what they're like. Give them a shot. Give them a go, as it were.
For sure. Worth it.
As-
Worth it.
Yeah, that's one of the things right now is the wonderful winter blues, I'm catching up now. So like now I got to get stuff back in stock that was just like a little bit here, a little bit there before.
I don't know if it's too much behind the curtain, but it might be interesting for the kids that like are in the audience here and the people that watch. I don't know if there's enough there to do a whole show on anyway. So like, let me just ask you while we're running out the end of the show here. What's that process like? As a cigar store owner, you're obviously have been successful here, but there is, fortunately, first of all, you're lucky because of Brittany.
Oh yeah,
right? Because
100%.
Brittany's income takes care of most.
She takes care
whatever.
she takes care of living expenses. Yeah.
So you have the ability to take profits and put them back into the
Correct.
store, because you may have at this point been able to be profitable if you're spending on trying to build the shop, right?
Yeah, I mean
Wasn't what
every
it
month,
is.
with the exception of January, we were able to reinvest.
Okay, so how do you balance that, like as a business owner, and particularly as a cigar store owner? How do you balance between trying to reinvest in the product that's selling well versus trying to bring in new stuff that you think is going to be popular, that you want to get a head start on and stuff?
So early days, which is where I'm at, is completely different than somebody who's been up and running for 3 to 5 years.
You've also been very aggressive in your first year.
Yeah.
Like, this has not even been a year, and I'd say that, you know, compared to most people, you're doing really well in that process, but it is still a process.
Oh yeah, and I am very new, and capital is capital. Once you have some established baselines to work off of, ordering becomes a lot, I don't want to say easier, but more consistent.
Yeah.
One thing that I do to control the flow of new versus all that is I plan in every single month. It's budgeted in every month to bring in that new brand. So, you know, along with our Liberty Pool event, we bring a new cigar in each month.
Which is tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
I'm not bringing in turds.
Not only is it new stuff that's coming out, because fortunately, right now, the FDA hasn't shut that down. So we've been able to continue to see not only brands that you know come out with new lines, but also people you've never heard of starting brands.
Right.
So you have a flood of completely new products every year.
And you know,
in addition to stuff that you know that's out there that you're not currently carrying because you don't have the budget for it. So you have stuff like All Saints Cigar is a great example. Right? Like, that's a brand you know you want to carry, but don't have yet because of the fact that you have limitations. So like, how do you like decide, okay, do you do one of each? Do you go like, hey, I want to take a shot at something new, or I want to take a shot at, I know there's something I want that we don't have yet?
A lot of times that's it. Apostate's a great example. That Feathered Serpent, I love that cigar. I am fanboy. I'm all in. With that, you know, I called him because of that cigar, and I said, hey, I'm really interested in carrying your brand. Hook me up with some samples so I can try them, so I have an idea of what I'm getting into. And then, you know, I'll order based on what I like off the samples. And, you know, that was successful. And launching it with Liberty Pool at the same time works out really well because we already have people who are coming out. So now I've got my test market built in on Sundays.
Yeah.
On that last Sunday of the month.
People that might not come the rest of the month.
Right. I get it in different people's hands, and I get a lot of feedback from that one day. So it's a shock and awe kind of figuring that out. Other than bringing in new stuff like that, like the ordering process, when you were setting up, I was doing I was getting a PO ready for Drew Estate. Like Cuba Cubas, I'm down to one box.
Mm-hmm.
In the winter, Cuba Cubas aren't moving not very fast at all. They're barely trickling.
It's another.
But once it gets warm out, they just bam, bam, bam. So, you know, right now I was standing there just staring at my computer going, all right, how many do I order? Because it's starting to get warm. Do I order 5 boxes?
Yeah.
Or do I get 1 box?
It's funny because it's math, right? But it's like, because you're still actually in your first year,
I don't have trends yet.
You don't know what the variables are, because it is, hey, did this cigar fall off because of the time of the year? And probably because you figure Cuba smokers, for the most part, are your dipping your toe in the water cigar smokers,
Yeah.
right? Which means that they probably aren't going to mind laying off in the wintertime.
Correct.
So whenever it warms back up, they may be looking at smoking more cigars, maybe more golf course cigars, stuff
Right.
like that. So that's something that I hadn't considered from the perspective of a new cigar shop owner, of going like, hey, like I'm not at 12 months yet. So like you don't even know what's going to trend for you over a 12-month period of time as the seasons change. Like what is, because people are falling off of it, maybe not interested anymore, or maybe just those smokers aren't smoking as much.
Right. But then like that's my market here. So like I can't use national trends. I can't use I can't.
You can't use one from down the street.
Well, like when
because
I worked at Leaning House, right? And that a large part of why I wanted to work there was to get an idea of how this worked, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff a lot of it's intuitive. It's pretty easy. I sell, I buy more. Like it, a lot of it is that to not run out of product, but not overextend. That's the part that I said it gets more reliable as you get longer into it, because you know more and more. But the what was it? The Nub Connecticut's sat here for 4 months. I went through one box in 4 months. When I re-upped, I ordered 2 boxes. I pulled them out of the box. A guy walked in and bought both boxes. It's that fickle sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you get into box sale, single sale. If you don't have the box, you can't sell boxes. But you don't want to buy a bunch of boxes because you don't know if those boxes are going to move. Right. I did not anticipate Monte Cristo whites. They sell more boxes than I do singles.
Okay.
Like I move, I'd say for every box of Monte Cristo whites I sell, I probably sell 4 singles. Like it's that different. Like it's not a singles sale type. And then there's a lot of those.
That's on my list for future, and I'm glad to know that you have it too, but that's going to be an overlap between you and Leaning House.
The Monte Cristo white?
Yeah, because for a shade wrap cigar, I only know this because I, like 6 years ago, I won a box of those, or maybe it was a sampler pack at a an event at Leaf and Bean in McMurray, and they had a rep out, and I got a box, and it might have been 3 different lines from Monte Cristo, 4 of each or something like that. I don't remember how exactly it went, but I remember being like, hey, this is actually a really good shade for me.
Yeah.
A shade cigar. For Monte Cristo might be one of the few legacy brands that I think still has legs, not only in sales because of knowing the name of that cigar, but in terms of the quality of the cigar being good too. You know what I mean? Like they're actually, for me, I smoke it, I'm like, this is actually not bad.
Yeah, I would say the closest thing to the Monty White, and this is a stretch, but the closest thing to it's probably the Perdomo 20th that I have in my humidor.
Okay.
You get all that nuttiness, you get a body to it without the strength. Yeah. And I think that's what gave it the popularity. Plus you have the fact that it's been around for such a long time. It's very popular on that aspect of things. Sorry, 1 second.
So it's like that's something that I think that most people do not consider, is that beyond having like a regional buyer, right? Like how things are going to perform in a certain market, there's a really big difference between one shop versus another shop. Like this shop might attract a different type of cigar smoker than others, and there's going to be trends that overlap that are going to be consistent for the most part. But it's weird how specific a neighborhood can be versus another neighborhood in the same area, and how different cigar smokers can be. And as much as people might not recognize it, you would think if you're on social media, if you're a cigar geek, you're paying attention to what cigar geeks pay attention to. And so all the hype is often on stuff like DTT and Drew Estate and Liga Privada, Roma Craft. That is not the majority of cigar smokers out there. Those are just the people that are invested and talk about it, that get nerdy about it. We've been done with this cigar for a little while,
Yeah.
but you want to go ahead and give your final thoughts on what you thought about the Esteban Carreras. It's an interesting name, the Saga de Oro. What'd you think?
I thought it was fantastic. I think it's that medium plus. I think that it's a low pepper, high body guy, so low strength, high body. I think that the profile on it's fantastic. I'm actually excited to smoke another one. There's some things about it that I want to really like pay attention to that I didn't have a chance to. One thing that I got out of this, it was very different from other cigars that I've smoked. Just like a discerning factor is I got a lot more spices out of it. I got nutmeg, cinnamon, something, and I never did pinpoint it, but I got a lot more of that than I normally do out of any cigar, and it was vivid. Would be the way that flavor hit me this time as opposed to others. Like it was there. I just couldn't identify exactly what it was, but it was delicious.
There's
10 would buy again.
I would call it an active flavor note generating cigar. Like maybe not necessarily for me to pull out something specific, but if you've got a palate that can identify flavors,
you can have a field day with it.
Definitely an easy mark for those style of people.
Yeah.
I'd be interested maybe to try this in a different size. There's a 5 3/4 by 54. If that is also box press, I think that would be something I'd be interested. I'd probably gravitate toward that if the flavor profile was similar. You know what I mean?
From a nerd point of view, from the like flavor chaser side of things, I definitely prefer the smaller ring gauge.
I usually do as well, but there's something.
But they're just
when you're
felt
box
like it ran
pressing, a 54 can be pretty small when you
bring it
got
down to
the
that
wide
46.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different animal. So
Yeah.
they're that would only way to know is to smoke it.
Is
and
to
find
smoke it,
out,
and
really.
give it a shot.
You know what I mean?
We'll have to do it.
So you can join us every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. when we do this show live. This is Eastern time. Do the show live from Facebook Marketplace. You can join the conversation. Let us know when our microphones are muted, all that happy stuff. Next week, we will be smoking the Kentucky Fire Cured series from Drew Estate, sub-brand from them.
All right.
And if you guys are in the Pennsylvania area, check out the PACC and PCC. That's the Pennsylvania Cigar Club and the Pittsburgh Cigar Club groups on Facebook. And please do us a favor, support some of our favorite brands for helping the community, which is going to be your PCA and your Cigars for Warriors, and your Cigar Rights of America. In addition to that, you can go to the cigarjunkies.com. No, cigarjunkiespodcast.com.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's going to be careful because I think at one point we talked about having both, but I don't know if that's something.
There's a bunch of them. I will get you the list of all of the.
Yeah.
I think there's 7 URLs that will all take you to the same place. So
we got to find out, because if we could do it without the podcast, it might make it a little easier.
That
just
is
for
the one.
out.
That is the one standard that is going to be it. That's
all right. CigarJunkiespodcast.com. You guys can do all kinds of cool stuff there. You can find our latest episodes. You can reach out and contact us about our most recent episode. Let us know what you thought, what you think that maybe we should be changing. You can find our swag on there if you want to rock some of these cool ass Cigar Junkies t-shirts like me or Sam have. We're both wearing different versions. He's got the faces. I've got the skulls.
I got the original.
They may not both be available yet, but shortly they will be. Next week, as I said, smoking the KFC. You got anything else to say?
No, check out justtipcigars.com as well.
Hey.
Give us a little bit there.
URLs everywhere. Say the thing.
Salut.